So yeah, it would appear that the last video I put out was this new project I'm in. We're searching for a drummer and a keyboard player. We found a drummer, guy by the name of Barry Yeager, local guy here in Milwaukee, monster drummer. And we're rehearsing this week coming up, and Jackie, the singer, says she's got a keyboard player coming down to check it out. So we might have a complete band by the middle of this week. So I thought I would give a little update on the guitar rig that I put together for this project. And as you can see, I got the Wizard back. Here's the crazy thing about that Wizard amplifier. It's so if you're not into long stories, you know, you can click off this video now. So I bought it from a friend of mine, had it, and if you've watched any of my videos, I go through amplifiers like crazy. I buy them, I keep them for a while, and then I get rid of them. I trade them. It's the curse of being a guitar player. So with this one, I had it for a while, then I sold it on reverb.com. Then the guy who bought it informed me that it is not the amplifier I thought it was. I thought it was just a stock Wizard MC2 50 watt, and it's actually a Wizard MC2 KT75. It runs KT88 tubes, runs at about 75 watts. It's not the amplifier he thought he was buying. So nothing against the amplifier. He's just like, hey man, it's not what I wanted. Can I send it back? Yes, of course you can. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna stick you with a $4,000, $4,500 amplifier and say you're just stuck with it. I don't do things like that on eBay or reverb.com. I'm a musician, and I know what it's like to buy equipment, especially expensive equipment. So he sends it back to me. I had it retubed and biased with KT88s, kept it for a while. Then I was debating, do I sell it, do I keep it? So I ended up selling it on Craigslist here in Milwaukee to a guy, and it was shortly after I sold it. I had been using my Kemper Profiler rig for a while, and I've kind of I've lost my thrill for that system. So I'm like, oh, I want to go back to having a tube amp and a cabinet and, old school. And it was at that point I was really bummed out about selling that Wizard. So I went to a local music store and I ended up buying, actually I went on Craigslist and I bought a Splawn quick rod. Had that, tried it out. My other guitar player in this other project has one and I like it, but it just wasn't doing it for me. So I put that on Craigslist. Then I go to this local music store and I buy a PV5152 with an orange 412 bottom. That PV5152 is a great sounding head. It really is. So I had that going in my rig. And then the guy who bought that Wizard from me contacted me about the Splawn I had on Craigslist. So we were emailing each other back and forth, and I had noticed that he put the Wizard back up on Craigslist, but for more than what he paid for it. So he was trying to make a couple of bucks. So I'm trying to deal with him saying, hey, I'll trade you the Splawn quick rod and some cash, get the Wizard back. And then what happened was the quick rod sold on reverb.com as I was negotiating with this guy. So then I emailed him and said, hey man, the Splawn quick rod is out of the equation. So, I'd like to buy that Wizard back. What's the best you could do? Because he had it listed for more than what he paid for it. He was cool, man. He emailed me back and said, you know what, I'll sell it back to you for exactly what I paid for it. So I'm like, done deal. The next day he came over, I paid him what he paid, and I got the Wizard back. So I just thought I would make this video and just kind of give a rundown of the new rig that I put together, the new rig, old rig, whatever, for the new project that should be kicking off this year. It looks like we got our first gig next month at the end of the month at the Harley-Davidson Museum on Bike Night. let's take a look at the rig I put together for this band project. Let's watch. So let's start out with the heart of the rig, which is the Wizard MCII KT75. It's a really good amplifier. I guess it should be for, I mean, if you look these things up, I think brand new, they're like $5,500. Hoo-hoo, man. And then, you know what, let's do it from the guitar through my, everything I'm doing, and then like do a whole, from the guitar into the pedals and all that. So we'll go over to the pedal board, and I just redid the pedal board. This pedal board has been through so many different combinations, it's crazy. So from the guitar, it goes into the RJM mini effects gizmo, and you might be wondering, why does he say have fun? Why is it written have fun? Sometimes, you know, you're a musician, sometimes you get in your head and you forget that you're supposed to be doing this and having fun. And I'm kind of a serious person, so sometimes I gotta be reminded, hey man, have fun while you're doing this. So, guitar into the RJM. Loop 1 is my overdrive pedal, which could be changing at any time. That's why I keep that up there. And then loop 2, what loop 2 is the phase 90, then whatever, I don't know the proper loops. So I got the old DOD flanger, an old DOD 440 envelope filter, which I wish I would have kept original and not had the case powder coated, an original flanger. Then I got that Dunlop wah that when you step on it, it's spring activated. You step on it, it activates, you let it go, it's, you know, it turns off. So from there, it's got all the loops, then it goes into the wah, the tuner, and then out to the front of the amplifier. I'm controlling everything with the old tried and true Voodoo Lab ground control. I've been using these things since it was under the name Digital Music Corp back in the 90s. So I think maybe I've had 20 of these things pass through my hands because I'll get them, and when I'm not using them, I sell them. So there's the pedal board into the amp, and then I'm running an RJM mini amp gizmo, and that helps me control the amp via MIDI. Then I'm using an old school TC Electronics G-Force in the loop. It's been my favorite multi-effects unit for quite some time. Crazy expensive power unit, rack drawer. You gotta have a rack drawer. Then over here is the orange 412 bottom that I picked up. Here's a couple of heads I tried out that didn't make the cut. They'll be for sale soon. So orange 412. So yeah, this is my rig for this project. And if you've watched my videos, you know how often I change my stuff. So I just thought I'd give a rundown of the rig I'm using for this project. So yeah, there's my new guitar rig for the new project. We still haven't come up with a name yet. We've been kicking around some kooky names, so I'll post more videos once we know more what's going on. So, late.